Hi all, here we're going to look at a few more examples with embedded grouping symbols. In this example we need to simplify numeric expression that has multiple parentheses. So the first thing we want to do is evaluate the exponent. So we have 22 minus parentheses 7 minus 6 minus 7 plus 4 is positive, 6 is negative, so we have more negatives. Negative difference between 4 and 6 is 2 to the third power. 22 minus 7 minus 6 minus 7 plus negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, we get negative 8. Now we start simplifying parentheses that close on themselves. So we have the innermost parenthesis, which contains 6 minus 7, and the last parenthesis that is negative 8. What you want to do is keep everything else as is, just to avoid losing a sign. So we have 22 minus 7 minus 6 minus 7, 6 is positive. Difference between 6 and 7 is 1. And we have more negatives, so it's negative 1. Positive times negative, we have minus 8. The next set of parentheses that close on themselves is the set that contains negative 1. 22 minus parentheses 7. Negative times negative, we have plus 1. And we still have negative 8 at the end. Now we just have one parenthesis left. So we have 22 minus 7 plus 1, 8, minus 8. So we have 22 minus 8 minus 8. 22 minus 8. 22 is positive, 8 is negative. We have more positives, so the difference will be positive, and difference between 22 and 8 is 14 minus 8. Once again, we have more positives, so difference will be positive, and difference between 14 and 8 is 6. So 6 is our solution. Here we have a fraction. Now what you want to do is to simplify numerator and denominator separately, because you can only reduce factors. So let's simplify inside of each of the parentheses first. We have negative 2. There is nothing else to simplify inside of there, so we leave it as is. The next parenthesis has 5 minus 4, so the difference is 1. Plus negative 2 times 6 out of negative 2. Once again, there is nothing to simplify there. And 7 minus 2 can be calculated. So we have 5. Now we do order of operations in numerator. So we have multiplication of negative 2 and 1. So product is negative 2 plus the product of negative 2 and 6 will give us negative 12 out of negative 2 times 5. We have negative 10. Now we have negative 2. Positive times negative, we have negative 12 out of negative 10. I'm going to finish this over here. So negative 2, negative 12 out of negative 10. We have negative 2 and negative 12 have the same sign, so we're going to calculate sum. The sum will be negative, and sum of 2 and 12 is 14 out of negative 10. Now negative divided by a negative will give us positive fraction of 14 out of 10. 14 and 10 are both even, so we can reduce each of them by 2. So we get 7 out of 5, and this is our solution. Here we have algebraic expression, so we need to distribute this negative 4. First thing you want to do is copy the inside of the parentheses as is, so we have 2x minus 7. We are distributing negative 4, so I want to keep it inside of the parentheses. So negative 4, negative 4. And everything else that was not inside of the parentheses, I'm going to copy as is. So negative 4x plus 10. And now we just simplify. So we have negative 4 times 2, negative 8x. Negative times negative plus 4 times 7, 28 minus 4x plus 10. Now we need to combine like terms. So we have x and x. Negative 8, negative 4 plus 28 plus 10. Same sign, we look for sum. So the sum will be negative 12x plus 28 plus 10, 38. And this is our solution. Here we have two separate sets of parentheses and we need to distribute. So let's copy the first parentheses. We have 5x minus 2. We need to distribute 7, so times 7 times 7. The second set parenthesis has positive x, so plus x minus 3. And we need to distribute negative 4, so negative 4, negative 4. Now we simplify each term. 5 times 7, 35x minus 7 times 2, 14. Positive times negative, we have negative 4x. Negative times negative plus 4 times 3 is 12. Now we combine like terms. We have x's, 35 and negative 4 plus, and constants are negative 14 and positive 12. Difference between 35 and 4 is 31x. Negative 14 plus 12, we have more negatives, so the difference will be negative, and difference between 14 and 12 is 2. And this is our solution. In this problem, we have large sets of parentheses. However, we only need to distribute signs. So the first set of parentheses that opens and closes on itself is negative 6x to the second minus 6. And there is nothing inside to simplify. So we will be removing this one on the next step. And there is one more set of parentheses that opens and closes on itself, which is 10 plus 9x to the second. So let's do just that. I am copying everything that I am not simplifying on this step as is. So we have negative parentheses minus 4x to the second. Now I'm going to distribute the sign. Positive times negative, we have negative 6x to the second. Positive times negative minus 6. Close the parentheses. Keep everything else as is. So minus parentheses minus 10x to the second. Positive times positive 10 plus 10. Positive times positive 9 plus 9x to the second. Close the parentheses, minus 5x to the second. Now we have two sets of parentheses that open and close on themselves again. But this time there are like terms on the inside that we are going to simplify first. So we have negative parentheses. We have negative 4, negative 6 of x to the second minus 6. In the second one we have 10 plus 9 of x to the second plus 10 minus 5x as is. So we have negative 4, negative 6, same sign. We look for sum, and it's negative 10x to the second minus 6 minus, open the parentheses, minus again, 10 plus 9, 19 x to the second plus 10 minus 5x to the second. Close the parentheses. Okay, now we have to distribute this -1 and this -1. So we have negative 10x to the second minus 6 times -1 times -1 minus, and we still have this parenthesis and it still has negative 5x to the second untouched. We are only distributing this -1 into 19x to the second plus 10. So times -1 times -1. Negative times negative, we have positive 10x to the second. Negative times negative, we have plus 6 minus, still have this parenthesis. Negative times positive 19, we have negative 19x to the second. Positive times negative, negative 10 minus 5x to the second. We have like terms of negative 19 and negative 5x to the second, so we are going to simplify that next. 10x to the second plus 6 minus negative 19 minus 5 of x to the second minus 10. So we have 10x to the second plus 6 minus, same sign, we look for sum of 19 and 5, which is 24. And since both of them are negative, the sum will be negative 24 x to the second minus 10. And now we just need to distribute this -1. So we have 10x to the second plus 6. We copy the parentheses as is, so we have negative 24 x to the second minus 10. And each term that was inside of the parentheses gets multiplied by -1. So we have 10x to the second plus 6. Negative times negative, positive 24x to the second. Negative times negative, positive 10. And now we just need to combine like terms. We have 10 and 24 of x to the second plus 6 plus 10 constants. So we get 34x to the second plus 16. And this is our solution. That's all.